Yo guys, what's up? So unfortunately this is my second time doing this because I'm apparently super awesome and forgot to turn my mic on last time. Yay! So first things first, I have a self-updating roster that I put the template up for. You guys can go look at it, copy it, and just use it for yourself. I did a bunch of updates to it, and I've updated the link. So new added features are like I put in class ID coloring. So once you can see everyone's class just by the color behind their name. I've got the item levels fixed because the API at the moment was currently using old item levels. So what I did, I just hard coded 5 extra item levels onto the ones that needed it. And also, what else did I do? I cleaned up a bunch of stuff and got rid of some things, and average item levels and all that stuff are now actually correct to what you see in game as opposed to on the armory. So anyway, yeah, go check that out. It's in another video. Today I want to talk about not just warriors, actually. It's going to be general 6.2 GUI-ness. And I'm really I'm excited and I'm worried. Okay? I'm very excited in one hand, very, very excited in one hand, and I'm very worried in the other. So I'm going to go through where I've written some things down. And we're going to be looking at not only the tier 18 set bonuses and stuff, specifically the warrior one because I know that one off by heart, but we're also going to be looking at the Archimon that drops for the class specific trinkets, which are very, very cool, but also very, very scary, and you shall probably see why. I may be overthinking this, and I may be completely getting out of just overthinking it. These numbers could be completely wrong. We don't know. It's all PTR. It's all coming in the future, so we'll have to see. But these are my thoughts, and I figured I would share them with you and try and get your thoughts as well. So throw them in the comments and let me know what you think. So first of all, let's look at the warriors example, because I know this one. You guys are probably here for that one, so let's have a look at it. The one that strikes me most is Berserker's Fury. Your auto attacks increase your haste. There's no chance. They just straight up increased haste by that's about 11% for 6 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. That's 100%. Now this is going to be like the lowest item level one, and then if we cursor over this one, you can see the highest item level one, which is it increases by 28% for 6 seconds, stacking up to 10 times, and then it resets if you attack a different target. So all in all, we're looking at like a 280 something percent increase on, I think that's probably going to be the mythic level. No, that's item level 710. So I don't know. That might actually be the lowest one, which is kind of scary. But anyway, so the numbers are ridiculous, right? I don't know if these tooltips are correct. We gotta see wait until we get in game. But 280% increased haste. Like, if it's single target, that is forever. Unless we run away for 6 seconds and then we have to stack it up again, even then 10 hits is not going to take very long. Now do also bear in mind, probably going to be going single-minded fury next patch due to the fact that our 4-piece works around wild strike, which just happens to be better with single-minded fury. So 10 attacks isn't very long at all. It's like maybe 5 seconds at max. We hit like a beast. We do so much wild strike, so much melee damage. So yeah, that is a lot of extra damage. There's a lot of extra haste, which means a lot of extra rage, which means we can always do something. Now look at the way these two interact, right? You put this with tier 18. Wild strikes cost rage. Okay, we all know that. That makes sense. You put this much haste, which means much more rage with wild strikes, which reduces the cooldown of recklessness by 20 seconds per crit. If we have this much rage because we're attacking so quick, when are we ever gonna run out of rage? Which means when are we ever not gonna be able to wild strike? Which means when are we ever not gonna be able to recklessness? Put the increased damage on there. We're basically like, I don't know. I mean, this obviously needs to be done in practice, but occasionally we're gonna press Bloodthirst to enrage, and then we just wild strike forever. Like rage and blows, we might as well take it off the bars at this point. I don't know. It's kind of mind-boggling. And the amount of damage is just going to be crazy. Like absolutely ridiculous. Remember, haste now also reduces our GCD, so you know we're going to be capping some numbers here. Like haste is going to be through the roof, and I don't know what to think about it. It's kind of ridiculous. You know, they've spent this whole expansion pulling numbers down. Like, hey, you know, numbers were getting too silly. People were doing millions and millions of damage. Now we're up to like people doing like 60, 70k. Next patch we're probably looking at maybe doing like this 80 or 90k. You put these trinkets with those tier pieces and the legendary ring proc, you're looking at hundreds of thousands. Like, all of a sudden the damage has just gone through the roof. Absolutely insane. So yeah, I'm kind of worried, and I don't know how they're looking at balancing these. But we'll talk a bit more about that later. So I think these have been inspired by Diablo, right? I mean, some of these procs are really fun. Like Hand of Gul'dan has a chance to also summon 3 wild imps. 34% chance, according to this tooltip at least. That's really cool, man. Like, I don't know how much damage the imps do, and I don't know what they do, whether they just run around a lot, but you know, obviously I assume they'll do damage, but that's really cool. That's fun. You see these things, they're running around, throwing fireballs, doing damage. That's interesting. It's not just this thing does 5% more damage for 5 seconds, stacking up to 5 times, then you do 25% more damage with a button you already pressed and you don't even notice this is happening. Like, okay, that's good. We do more damage and things die quickly, but I don't see anything. Like, it's very boring. And we all like our numbers, but we also like to be entertained, and wild imps running around is very entertaining. Also, you know, haste stacking up to silly numbers is also entertaining. You know, I assume it's something we'll be able to watch, and I'm assuming we're definitely going to be able to see it in like our performance, so that'd be quite fun. So yeah, I'm assuming these are like inspired by Diablo. The set pieces in Diablo, like that's what it rings a bell to me. The Diablo set pieces come into life in World of Warcraft, and I know Blizzard are very good at taking cues from other styles of their games. Like, you know, they've tried things in Diablo that work in WoW. They've tried things in WoW that then end up working in Diablo, and vice versa. All their new games coming out have essences of all their old games. It's just the way they work, and it works. It really does. So I'm really excited to see these. Kind of something that's going to really worry me. Say, for example, you know, one of your guild members, he's a top damage dealer, but this week his aunt's, monkey's, uncle's, sister's, dog's brother died, and he has to go to a funeral, right? So he's missed a raid. You kill Archimond, and then whoever sat in, some guy that hardly ever comes and just happened to be there that night, gets the trinket, snapped it up, because he happened to be the only person that needed it, or is the only warrior or hunter there, or well, there's always hunters, but you know, only warrior there, snaps up the trinket. Now all of a sudden he's doing silly amounts of damage. Well, he's going to be taken every week now, right? Like, hey dude, can you come every week? Like, you know, he's going to be like, yeah, I can. Look how much damage I do. Hey, this is loads of fun. Someone loses a raid spot because of a lucky trinket drop. And this kind of worries me. This is where people go, well, fuck it. The trinket isn't dropping for me. I give up. Because all of a sudden, that one person that hasn't got the trinket, or whatever it might be, can't keep up, doesn't find the game enjoyable because he's 10th on the DPS meter, constantly 50k under someone else because they're not doing enough damage. It's a mentality thing, but it's very real, and Blizzard really need to be careful as to how powerful these trinkets are to make sure that they're not game breakers for some people. Also, the balance of them. Like, some of these are very, very weird. Let's look at the Paladin one, because this blew my freaking mind. Crusader Strike and Hammer the Righteous increase your damage by 574% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So you're looking at 1800% damage for 10 seconds, and then that, I mean, I don't know if that has to restack, like maybe, I don't know, and then the effect is reset if you are using one of those abilities on a different target, which is fine, but you know, 1800% increased damage, like really? That might be an error on the tooltip, and I kind of hope it is. But then you look at something like Frozen Obliteration. Obliterate deals 28% additional damage as frost damage. Now, this is exactly what I mentioned earlier when I said this ability does more damage. It's very boring. Does more damage. Also, not to mention that, I've seen Frost DKs complaining already because Obliterate only works with two-handed Frost and not dual-wield Frost. So that there destroys a part of gameplay for any Frost DKs. Hooray! Yay! No, not good. Not good at all. I've already complained in the Warrior one about people not having choices. Like when, like the tier 18 Warrior set takes away the choice of using Furious Strikes. You now have to use Furious Strikes. But anyway, that was just another thing. So yeah, I've kind of said everything I wanted to say. You know, I'm really worried, and at the same time, I'm really excited. I really want to know what you guys think. So please leave a comment, leave a like, share, see what your friends think, talk about this anywhere else. Get on the forum. Probably don't go on the forums. Fuck the forums. Like, that's just never go on the forums. Oh my god. But yeah, like, leave me a chat, leave me a comment, message me, like me, Facebook me. Stalk me in real life. I don't know what. Do what you fancy. But anyway, I'll see you next time, guys. Have fun. Take care. And, yeah, keep smashing some faces in. Bye-bye.